All right. What's going on, guys? If I haven't had the chance to meet you yet, my name's Jeff Rice, and I am the executive director for the Four Fires. And I'm 25 years old. I've been living into this whole Four Fires framework, this idea of being a four-dimensional man, for coming up on about 3 years now. And um, real quick, I just want to give an explanation of what this idea is and why it's important, and why I hope that you will consider um, thinking about your life and living it four dimensionally. So, um, all of us as men want to grow, and I think that the soul of a man is most fulfilled and happy when we have growth. And so the whole idea of the four fires and being a four dimensional man is about growth and becoming the man that God created you to be. So the idea is every single day we wake up and we have an armful of logs that has given us. And those logs are our time and our energy and our resources that we have to invest into our life to grow. So, um, and we have these four fires, we call them the four essential areas of our life. And the first one is the professional fire. So, as men, we are supposed to work and provide for our family. So, we all have a professional fire, and that's made up of identifying what our craft is, what are the unique gifts, skills, and abilities that God has given you. It's not your job title, it is the skills, the inherent skills that you have that you can develop over time, but we all have natural ability and natural skills. And it's important to identify what that is so that we can then make a career and figure out how to take that craft and convert it into cash. And when you have a healthy professional fire, it allows you to be well resourced and you can provide for your family and be generous and you have financial strength to lend. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're making millions of dollars. It can, absolutely it can, but you're not a failure if you're not making millions of dollars. The line that we use with a professional fire is that as long as you identify what your craft is and you feel like you're adequately compensated for the value that you provide, then that's a success. As long as you can provide, um, be generous and invest and have financial peace in your professional fire, then that's a success. So that's fire number one, the professional fire. The second fire is the people fire. And the people fire is made up of our relationships with our family and our friends. We, as humans, were not created, we were not, sorry, that sounded wrong. That did not come out right. We were not created to be alone. And we were not designed to be alone. Um, and it does us no good to achieve professional success if we have no one to share it with. So I think we would all agree that the people fire is important. We should have, whether it's our marriage, our relationships with our kids. If you're not married yet, maybe you still have sibling relationships and relationships with cousins and parents. We all have family relationships that we should be pouring time, energy, and effort into, so that we have strong family relationships and our homes are a place of strength and not a place of stress. And then we all need male friendships, deep, authentic friendships with other men who really know us. These are not just the guys that you hang out with and watch football and drink beer with. These are the guys that you have deep, authentic conversations and they know you. So that's the second fire, the people fire. The third fire is the physical fire. And the physical fire is making sure that we have a healthy body. We don't want to be limited to the things that we can do professionally because we're physically unhealthy, or we don't want to limit ourselves on the fun memories that we can make with family and friends because we're physically unhealthy. And we definitely don't want to not be able to achieve and go do something that God is calling us to do because we're physically unhealthy. So the physical fire, the things that we can absolutely control in this area of our life, is what we eat and how often we exercise. So there are things, we recognize there are things that some of us cannot control. Maybe there are diseases, maybe an injury, maybe a birth defect, something that maybe you can't do, maybe what we call traditional working out. But two things that you absolutely can control is what you eat and how you exercise to maintain a healthy and strong body. And then the fourth fire, that's our purpose fire. And the purpose fire is about answering the question, do you believe that you have a soul? Is there something about you that when you die, something about you, your soul, is going to go somewhere? And you have to be able to answer that question. So, do you think that you have a soul? And some of us can very easily answer that question. Yes, absolutely, I have a soul. I've been on a faith journey for many years. But others of us, maybe today would be day one of a faith journey or answering the question, do I have a soul? No matter where you are, it's important to evaluate that base level question, because at that level, if you can say, yeah, I think I have a soul, maybe I can't really explain much more than that, but I think I have a soul. Well, then the next question we have to be able to answer is, do you believe that your soul has a creator? If you have a soul, where did it come from? Do you believe that you have a creator? And most of us will say, yeah, I think I probably have a creator. Okay, so if we're at that point, then there's two other questions that we all have to be able to answer. And if we have a soul and our soul has a creator, do we think that our creator cares about being in relationship with us? Or did he just create you and me and just say, okay, whatever, I don't care, you go, just live your life? So does our creator care about being in relationship with us? I would say yes. And if our creator cares about being in relationship with us, the second question is, does our creator have any sort of expectation or ideal for the choices that we make while we live our life? So those are the two second questions that you have to be able to answer, because in the purpose fire, we say that our purpose fire is made up of our connectedness with our creator and how we live out our commitments to him, or the choices that we make while we're on this planet. So that's the purpose fire. And in the Christian faith, that looks like having a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. So those are the four fires: the professional fire, the people fire, the physical fire, and the purpose fire. So there's none of those four areas. None of those four areas could you actively say, no, that one doesn't matter. If I don't pay attention to that one, my life will be perfectly fine and fulfilling, and my life will be great if I don't think about that one. If you don't put time and energy and effort into all four of these areas, all of us, including myself, will experience some sort of dysfunction or dissatisfaction in our life at some point. So the four fires, this framework to think about our life, is all about winning at life. What does it look like to be a man that I'm proud of, that my wife is proud of, that my God is proud of, and that all the people around me are proud of? And we believe that when a healthy life is one where you distribute your logs evenly amongst all of those four fires, where you are actively trying to be a four-dimensional man. So that's the whole four fires idea, and that's the idea. We have now created the Four Fires nonprofit, and our mission is to build an army of four-dimensional men. We have lots of resources and an online community to help men like me and just like you take their next steps on how to become this four-dimensional man. Myself, I'm devoting my entire professional career to leading myself and helping other men live this four-dimensional life. And so everything that the Four Fires nonprofit does is to walk alongside you and the other men in your life to help you become this four-dimensional man. We say that the four-dimensional journey is by day and by decade. It's not something that you can just work really hard for a week or 30 days and say, okay, I'm four-dimensional, moving on. It's a journey. It's like a fire. If you built a campfire, you get it burning hot and beautiful and warm, and then you leave for 2 hours and you come back and it's ashes and coal. And you're like, oh man, I need to put more logs on this thing. Well, that's exactly what happens in the fires of our life. If this week I crushed it spending time with my wife and having intimate conversation and making her feel loved and cherished, and then all next week I'm like, hey, I'll talk to you in a couple weeks, all that hard work that I did is gonna be like, oh man, well, that week was good. Or my wife's gonna feel like, well, that was good, but now I feel like he doesn't care about me. So it's a constant, we always have to be putting logs onto our fires. So that's the four fires. I want to dive in just for a minute, and let you know about what next steps are available for you. So like I said, the Four Fires Nonprofit's mission is to help build an army of four-dimensional men, thousands of men that are striving to live this four-dimensional life. So we have an online community. That's the first step. Join the online community. It's called the Four Fires Tribe. There's an app you can download on your phone, and the purpose for that is for guys to be able to connect digitally, and then that's where all of the resources are housed. The Four Fires Tribe is a one-stop shop for everything Four Fires. So if nothing else, click the link that I'll attach in the description or when I send you this video, and join the Four Fires Tribe. There's discussion boards for guys to share the experiences, because all of us are smarter than any of us, and when we can hear from other men, I think it's a powerful tool. Scripture talks about as iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. So it's important for men to surround themselves with other men who are striving to live and become the man that God created us to be. And then we have the Four Fires small group content. This is something that I'm super excited about. This is an 8-week small group curriculum that's got some great video content with it. And if you are interested in starting a small group, please reach out to me. You can send an email to info@4-fires.com. I'll put that in the description below too. And or go to the 4-fires.com website, and there's a page called Small Groups, and you can go on there and read more about what a small group's all about. And if you fill out the little application there, it's going to send me a notification. I'll give you a call. We'll talk about how many men you're going to have in your group, and the Four Fires Nonprofit will provide you and the men in your group all with one of these small group books, so that you guys can go through for probably 8 to 12 weeks and go through this content so that you and the men in your life can take a tangible next step on becoming this four-dimensional man. And we have other resources that you can find on our Four Fires website, but those are the two things I really want to encourage you to do, because I don't want the Four Fires to be a cool idea that you've heard about today and think, oh yeah, that was cool, moving on with my life. I really want you to consider leaning in and thinking about, is this the kind of man that you want to become? And if it's not, that's okay. This is maybe not for everyone, but if there's something about this content when I just shared it that sort of resonated with you, and you're like, man, that's the kind of man that I'm supposed to be, I really encourage you to take a next step. At a bare minimum, join the Four Fires Tribe. And I'd love to meet you and get in contact with you and talk with you, and have you be a part of the army that I'm a part of. I thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this video. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me. You can find my email on the website. If you join the Four Fires Tribe, look for me, Jeff Rice, or there's another account called Tribe Admin. It's got my face on it. Reach out to either of those accounts. And one last thing I want to say is that if you're intrigued by this and you want to start living this, definitely you join the tribe and consider starting a small group. But I want you to share it with the men in your life. If it resonates with you, there's likely men that you know that it would also resonate with. So consider sharing this video with the men that you know, and put them in contact with me. You don't even have to do the heavy lifting. Just send them the video and say, you should go talk to this guy. And I'd love to get in contact with them. So thank you so much again for your time, and remember to live intentionally.